Right then, good afternoon everyone. Good afternoon, and yeah, hope everyone's had a good weekend. Welcome to a little bit more U-Boat. So today we're going to be doing you know what, I don't even know what we're going to be doing. What happened last stream? Oh yeah, basically what happened in the last stream was we was actually doing a lot of fighting about. We went to we come back from the straight, well, it was La Spezia in the Mediterranean Sea. We ended up coming back, and yeah, we ended up going all the way back to La Rochelle, realizing that we hadn't changed our flotilla with the officer at the docks. We ended up having to go all the way back just to say we're going to change flotilla to the La Rochelle. And then we ended up completing I believe it was a drop agent off in Ireland, it might have been. Oh no, you did it twice, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't great, was it? But yeah, welcome to the stream, mate. It was an ordeal, and yeah, it was one of those things. So also as well, due to the pinned message that I've got up, over the last week or couple of weeks, I've actually been experiencing quite a lot of frame drops now. I don't know what it is. If there are any frame drops in the stream, I can only apologize. I have done a few things to try and remedy it. One of which I have actually gone to a wired connection. So I basically got a hole through a wall, and I'm doing this through Ethernet cable now instead of wireless, which I thought it would actually improve. It turns out it's not actually done really anything. I should have streamed about an hour ago, but I ended up being on the phone to my provider for about an hour, only for the guy to tell me, unfortunately, we can't send an engineer out. There's nothing we really can do. Hey Hooded, how you doing, mate? It was a bit of an annoying thing, because it was like so my internet's been done by through my landlord. Now my landlord has basically said, you know their contract runs out on the 3rd of October. They've basically said, it's there anyway, I've got to pay for it, so you might as well use it. But obviously until the end, they do whatever. When the end comes to the contract, obviously you're gonna have to fund it yourself. That's perfectly reasonable in my book. Now I'm like, well, my internet's not been too bad over the last couple of months whilst I've been streaming. There's been a few, here and there. So I thought, I'll continue with the provider. Since then, since my landlord told them that they're not going to be continuing anymore, I don't know if that's the case, but they've basically, it seems like they've just flicked a switch and we've been getting all the drops. It is what it is. It is what it is. So, hence the pinned message. Sorry if there are any drops in the stream at all. If you do seem like the stream is dropped or whatever, just give it a bit, and if you want to refresh your browser, that's absolutely fine. I do try and monitor it a little bit so I can see if there's any frame drops at all. If we are playing a story game or whatever, I will try and even just put it on pause, just so people don't miss out on some exciting shit that's happening. U-Boat's a little bit different. Most of the time we are just either messing around or dying. That's just the way it is. So yeah, I think it is good. We are good to go in to the game. So we're just going to continue. And yeah, we've been doing pretty well, actually. We've completed all of the campaign within the Mediterranean. We are now going back up to the port. Well, we are back at the port of La Rochelle to complete the Atlantic theatre operations. And there's some other parts as well, which is actually happening, I think around the Canary Islands, I believe it is. So yeah, we've got a lot to go through. I'm gonna try and, so I've got this issue. And I think people can quite agree with some of the playthrough that I do. I end up kind of rushing a lot, you know, trying to burn through things and making stupid mistakes. I'm going to have to really try to kind of hold myself back and not just burn through things, because before we know it, we're going to get to the end of the war and it's going to be like the end of the playthrough and then be like, oh, U-boat's finished. It cannot be as bad as Ireland's internet. Mobile only works when it's not raining where I live, and internet fiber lines get flooded when it rains and cut off. Jesus Christ. Like, that sounds absolutely fucking dreadful. I mean, granted, I don't have fiber internet where I live. I'm currently running on my speeds go from the maximum is well, say I've never seen it go over 30 megabytes. That's worse than Italy. Yeah, that is quite. I mean, I know you say that, like, I think your internet, Ellie, isn't that bad, but yeah, compared to my internet, like, my internet's like rubbish. My speed doesn't go over 30. The upload speed doesn't go over 7. If I want to download a game, like, okay, so for example, the other day I had to upload a VOD to YouTube because I think something was going on. I had to leave my PC on for a day for it to be uploaded, like a whole day, because and it was I think it was like a 19 gig file. And it took me a day to upload it. But it's tragic. It's not great at all. So yeah. Oh, where were we? Right. So I'm just trying to remember exactly what was going on here. So U-boat is off duty for 5 days. We're going to have to do that anyway. Yeah, it's not fantastic. So, you know, it's one of those things. Okay. So I'm going to just try and get me bearings before we actually go through. I left PC on to download 150 gig for SO this morning. Took me 2 hours. That would literally take me like 3 or 4 days. I remember I bought all the Final Fantasy games. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to download them all at the same time. And I was marking them off. I was like, oh, number 1's finished. But to be fair, the first couple weren't that bad because it's like the pixel versions. I was like, right, now we're into like the juicy bits where I'm like into like 9 or 10. Like, right, 10's done. Come back like 4 hours later. Oh, 11's done. You know, there's, you know, well, not even 11 because 11's the MMO, but you know, like, you get the point. I was marking like good batches down just for one game. It was just terrible. What are we doing today? Right, so we currently got a few people here who do have a few level ups. So we do have our skipper, who is Timmy D, who is max leveled at level 5. We've got Ellie Bells, who is in chat. We've got Freddie Lewis, who is due an upgrade. We've got a new member called Conrad, who, if there's anyone in chat who does want to take on the role of Conrad, you are more than welcome to. We've got Milo, or Miloros, who is also due an upgrade. We have Wolfpack, and we have Dr. Freeze. We do have a few other people in the, not the headquarters, you idiot. There we go. Crew. Let's have a quick glimpse at the crew who we have here. So we've got Hooded Snake. We've got Invalidus. We've got Zeben. And all the way in the crew who was a cook, we have Denzel Losington. So again, if there is anyone who wants to become an officer, they are more than welcome to take on the role of either Gustav, Klaus, Walter, Klaus, Karl Heinz, Rudolph, Fritz, or who was the other guy? Oh, Comrade Walter, yeah. So anyone who wants to do that, they are more than welcome to. So, We do need to take on another sailor here who needs to be ready. I said that for Carl Marks. Claus Marks here. We're going to just take you on just to fill up our final spot. Let's have a little look to see what our current storage situation is. So, torpedo tubes, we've got... We might have a full complement of everything. I'm pretty sure we did most of it during the... in the last... That's why we had to wait a couple of days. I don't know why. The game is being a little bit laggy today. So we've got a full complement there. I assume it's the same thing in the rear torpedo tubes. Yes, we're all good here. So our food situation I think isn't looking too bad now. Oh, we can get some more stuff in the galley. We are going to go for a full load of the sausages. We've got loads of cheese there. The deck gun is full decked out here. We've got an extra 3,000 rounds with small armor piercing ammo for the flat gun. Deck gun, we've got everything we need here. We could probably get an additional 13 bullets for the AA rounds. We've got 2 lots of those there. And we've got that in the ventilation. So we're going to just get another load of Captain, it's bacon day or bacon and sausage day. Yeah, indeed it is. We're going to take another load of those. The cheese is absolutely fine. Ammunition, we're going to take the AA rounds into this, 13. Help us find the carriers. Yeah. Yeah, I think we need one more carrier for that achievement that we're looking for. The fuel is all done. Ammunition is done as well. That's all sorted as well. Lovely. Upgrade the boat. We don't need to be doing this. Apparently going to be off duty for 1 day. Warehouse, don't need to do this. We're going to have a look at our leading officer. Skipper, your GRT figures are sinking in the Mediterranean has become quite famous. Congratulations. Ooh, become a little bit famous from that. Yeah, because we hit like some filthy numbers in this. So this is what we got. This is our situation going forward over the next patrol. So we've got patrol sectors in BE2 and BE5, which isn't going to contribute to anything in terms of any campaigns. Same with the land agent in Ireland. That's not going to help at all, although it will give us 12,000 credits. And Rudolf Hornickel, a radio operator. We've got patrol in the southern routes. I'm moist. Hello, Charlie boy. How's work? How is work? It's so okay. So for reference, I'm not going to say exactly where I work, but me and Charlie boy, Chunky Love Games, we do work together, and we are. It's not been. It wasn't fantastic today, I have to admit. There is a slightly cheaper if you put yourself in a med. In the med at a set time and day, you catch a convoy with 2 carriers. Oh, a slight cheat. Oh, okay. Death. It's way too wet. Story. I got 2 references mixed up then. I was going to say tightly your sex safe and like that's what she said or whatever, I don't know. So here we've got the southern routes, which is going to be this. We've got to complete 3 operations to complete tier 1, I think it is. So that might even just be 9 operations altogether. I do think that's what we're going to be looking at. We are going to get an additional operator if we do get 7,000 tons. Charlie boy, if you do want to be part of the crew as well, you are more than welcome to if you do give a shout. So with this, we do need to complete. So it says High Command suspects that many ships flying neutral flags but supporting Allied war effort started to cross Atlantic to the south. I'm piss wet through, lad. I could wring my boxers out in this way. Oh no, no. Milk cow opportunity with the mining missions. That's a good shout. It is a good shout, I believe. I don't know if we can get the milk cow because of this. If I just quickly go to the campaign, I don't know if the mine laying in the Africa gives this. It doesn't say it here, so I don't think these. Like, so for instance, the Operation Drumbeat does give a milk cow, or the attack on Aruba does as well. I think there's 3, yeah, and then the last stand does as well. I'm not sure if these do. If I just go to click on the picture of the map, so yeah, I think that's probably the better way to look at it, because I think that gives you all the rewards. So if we look on this, we get cheaper imports 1, 2, and 3, and then this does give a milk cow. You are correct, sir. Yeah. So what we're going to look at is this ends on the 1st of September 1944. This ends 1st of January 1944, and then the Atlantic theatre operations that ends at the end of the war, so that's not really an issue. I think this could be a good shout to do. I don't. I'm going to get more wet. Enjoy. Thanks for dropping in, Charlie boy. Much appreciated. Now that is something we could arguably do. However, we have just stocked up all of our torpedoes for this. So I think what we're going to do, America's campaign starts really soon. Don't have too much fun. I think what we're going to do, I think we're going to do the southern routes for this one, and then go on to the mine laying for the next go. Just because we have stocked everything up and all that sort of jazz. So yeah, I think that's probably the best thing to do. So we're going to go to the leading officer, and then we're going to go look at the southern routes, which ironically is actually really close to the mine laying area. In fact, actually, it's like next to it. So that's really annoying. I would love if you could like take on multiple missions, and I thought there was a thing that you could do. What the dog doing? The dog is not in this room. She's actually asleep in her bed in another room. I could call her. You know what? I'm going to leave her to it, because I say she is sleeping. I did go out and make myself a cup of coffee before the stream, and she didn't even look up. She was just like, she was fast asleep. So yeah, I'll just leave her to it for the moment, but I might pull her in a little bit later on. Then this is what we're going to look at. I think I just want to have a little mooch around on these southern routes here, and then I think in the next patrol, which will probably be sometime next week, we will look at the mine laying. So we're going to try and take this a little bit more calm over the next coming weeks, mainly as well to the fact that we are going to be going on to spooky season. Now, I have had a little bit of a thought process with spooky season over the next 2 weeks, or 2 weeks. I know what my work pattern is going to be, so I can kind of plan what I'm going to be doing. She needs a nap. Yeah, she does need a nap. So I will still be doing U-boat. In fact, let me just quickly. yeah, so I've got this set up here. So on Monday, which is tomorrow, I will be doing I will be finishing off the playthrough of A Plague Tale Requiem. I've had a lot of fun with that game. That's been very, very good. The Tuesday, I'm going to be having a rest. This is basically, I've been doing a lot of streaming over the last couple of days, I feel like, or last week or so. But although I'm going to have a rest on Tuesday, which is going to be technically the start. I might do a stream, I don't know, but at the moment it's keyed in for a rest day. Wednesday, I'll be doing, I believe, Outlast Part 1. So Outlast is a game that I have thoroughly been frightened of. I never completed it. I've always got to about a half hour into the game and just went, absolutely not, I can't do this anymore. So Outlast on Wednesday. Thursday, Outlast Part 2. That should complete the game, hopefully. Friday, have a rest. Saturday, U-Boat Part 17. So we are going to continue with the U-Boat playthroughs. And then, because also on Friday as well, I will be starting my night shifts. Then on, Saturday, U-Boat Part 17. And then Sunday, Monday, so both those days, I will be hopefully completing a playthrough of the game The Medium, which was actually gifted to me by our very own Timmy D. Tuesday, have a rest. Wednesday, Thursday, as I'm still going to be on nights, so I'm not going to be streaming at night time. I'm going to be streaming during the day. So it kind of like doesn't really give the atmosphere of me playing a horror game during the day. So I'm going to be doing Little Nightmares 2 Wednesday, Thursday, rest on the Friday, U-Boat on the U-Boat Part 18 on the Saturday again, during the day as I've got the day off. Then on the night time, playing something, maybe playing where is that gone? Maybe playing either Outlast 2, Still Wakes the Deep, or Made of Skier. So we'll see. Only 1 year and a half I got it for your Twitch, Little Nightmares 2. Yeah. Well, that's another reason why we should be playing it as well. So there's a lot. Ellie, you okay there, buddy? Stay off the fucking cheap Italian wine. So yeah, anyway, back to the playthrough. But that was basically a little summary of what to expect over the next couple of weeks. So I think we are going to be looking at the southern route sectors in EJ3 to EK4. I don't drink wine, only Baileys. Oh, don't, no. After Christmas, I drunk Baileys for Christmas, and I got addicted to it for about a month or so. I was just constantly drinking Baileys. Not constantly, I'm not one of those. I drunk so much Baileys, and after a while it was like, oh, I can't do anymore. High Command suspects that many ships flying neutral flags supporting Allied war effort started to cross the Atlantic to the south. Some of them are enemy ships using a false flag to disguise themselves, or others are private ships from neutral countries trading with the blockaded ports of the enemy. For this reason, High Command orders U-boat skippers to inspect all neutral ships passing through this area to clarify their status. We need a drunk horror game stream. One of the nights I might be. Okay, so I don't really get drunk. I do get drunk, but it takes a lot, and I will end up like this thing. When I get drunk, I just get cuddly. I just get really cuddly. I'm not like. I'm an idiot anyway, but like, I'm an idiot when I'm sober. So when I'm drunk, I just get cuddly. It's weird. It's a weird thing. I just want to cuddle up with the dog, and I'll just be like, it would just be a whole like, it would just be a just chatting stream with just me just playing with the dog, and she'll just be there like fighting for her life just to get away, and I'm just like, no, you're staying with me. That's just the whole thing. You haven't saw me drunk. Don't fucking lie. You little liar. So the objectives will be to travel to the sectors EJ3 to EK4 on northeastern Atlantic and travel 2,250 kilometers inside it to complete the patrol. You may receive additional orders after reaching the area. No, you have not, Ellie. Lies. So additional objective is to sink 7,000 tons within the area, and we will be getting an additional radio operator who is Data Opperman. So I think that's what we're going to do, and then in the next patrol, which will be in the next stream, we'll be looking at the mine laying in Africa. So let us select this, and we're going to get going. Okay, reach patrol sectors. So we're going to come off duty for 1 day. When did you see me drunk? U-boat 54 coming in over, that's over there. When did you see me drunk? Oh, it's just your boy parked up. Okay, cool. So everyone is all ready to go, I believe. The headquarters has currently got a naval academy for your boy here. There is something we could get with our reputation points. However, I'm in the mood to try and save up to 10. Once we get 10, we can then start spending some just so we can get the achievement of having 10 reputation points on a playthrough. Ellie, yes, you're being saucy. I know what you're doing. You're trying to pretend. Must be good. It must have been good if you can't remember. No. I know what she's doing. She's basically saying, "Oh, I've seen you drunk." I'm like, no. I've never been drunk. I like one. I've never seen Ellie in person. There is that. But also as well, I don't think I've ever done anything stupid. Well, I've not been drunk, and she's gonna say, "Oh yeah, I remember you drunk. You done something really stupid," and then he'll be like, "Oh, you remember when you done this?" I'm like, that's never happened. She's like, yeah, you did. You've done this. You've done this. You was drunk. You clearly don't remember. She would try and embarrass me, and then I'm gonna get banned. I know Ellie way too much. I know the games she plays. Wow, that was kind of a long thought process. That was a long thought process in such a short time. I'm telling you, man, I've got you sussed. I went full Sherlock Holmes on that. The art of deduction of trying to work out what Ellie is actually up to. Right, what we're going to do now, we're going to just bring everyone off, and we're going to have 2 people with Wolfpack here. Freddie Lewis, you can go back to being a chief engineer. So you can do a rotation with Wolfpack here. We're just going to take it a little bit steady. We are going to go to a head full here and not go too quickly. In the last stream, we ended up getting really beached, so we're just going to try and take it a little bit chill. Although it is a far distance from here, so we do have to really monitor our fuel consumption. So it's something that we do have to be really bear in mind. You can go onto navigation. Dr. Freeze, you won't go navigation. Ellie, you can't go navigation as well. Comrade, you can't go navigation, but you can go navigation, so you will go navigation. And navigation table is all the way over here. There we go. Just so we can try and limit the amount of fuel we're actually using. if we are able to. So you're going to take one sailor off you. There we go. And then maybe one sailor off you as well. And we're just going to have... We're just going to try and keep the... In fact, actually, you can go to bed. And you can go onto that. You can take those 2 sailors off. Captain, put sub speed on lowest, then turn up time. Yeah, I know. I would do that, but what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to, one, make sure that I am doing enough in terms of, because it's not just the fuel, it's the time. Now I know we're currently sat on the 3rd of March 1941. There is loads of time. There's another 2, 3, 4, 5. There's another 4 years of the war. At best, yeah, but like I would do that. What I'm just gonna do, I'm just gonna try and take it easy, sit at a head full, and just take it a little bit more chill. Don't go ahead flank here, forward 5. We're just going to relax at this speed, and we're just going to try and do this little bit of a rotation here. You resting? You aren't resting. You can rest though. But yeah, I hope everyone's had a good weekend. I've been at work pretty much for the last, today was my 7th day in a row at work, and I've still got another couple of days before I have a before I actually have a day's break, and then I have a day's break, and then I go on to a rotation of nights, which is 7 days of nights. Not too bad. Kind of comes at a bit of an awkward time in terms of the oh, we got a radio message. We can get rid of all of those. That's not something that we're kind of looking into. Yeah, it's not something that we're kind of looking into. We're just going to go like this and then straight down. So yeah, just going to try and keep this rotation going. Just with the fuel. So it's not too bad. We can just try and take this a little bit easy. I mean, we do have remaining this, but I doubt we're going to, obviously we're not going to be sitting at full that efficiency for the whole time anyway. So I mean, you can get out of bed and do that as well. I mean, arguably we could have Timmy D on that rotation as well. Not been able to sleep more than 3 hours a night for the last 10 years. Doctor's got me a new pill that allows me to sleep for 8 to 10 hours. So today is the first day I do not feel like I'm jet lagged. Oh, Jesus Christ, mate. Well, hopefully that works out for you. I mean, granted, I'm so I have had times in the past where I've kind of struggled with sleep. Obviously not fantastic. So I can sympathize with it. Now where I've kind of got my own shit sorted, I don't struggle with sleep. I can just go like that. No problem at all. But it's kind of a blessing for me to be at that kind of situation where I can just right, let's bring you, yeah, there we go. It's just kind of a bit of a blessing where I can just go to sleep whenever. So but I can sympathize with it. It's not nice, but fingers crossed for you, mate. It does work out with the new medication. Yeah, I have had sleeping pills before as well. I'm not sure if it is kind of sleeping pills or if it's something else or whatever. But I have took sleeping pills before, and I've had stuff that's made me drowsy. And fuck me, the sleeps I had, like I would have no problem having like 14, 15 hours sleep. Like, I would wake up and I'm like, oh, that was a nice nap, and I'm like, the day's gone, like the whole day is gone. I'm like, oh shit. So, yeah, it's not fantastic, but yeah, fingers crossed for you, buddy. We're going to speed this up a little bit just to kind of get to the patrol area. Our fuel consumption. Okay, so open up a headquarters. Nope. Full. We got a free specialized. Well, we got a specialization point. So we've had a lone steamer smoke spotted in somewhere in the square DU-161 medium speed northern course pursuing other target. That is something that we could actually. That's something that we could actually look at. Nice to have the Earth not feeling like an ocean. Is it vertigo you suffer with then? Obviously you don't have to say it. I've suffered with vertigo a fair few times, and it's not great at all. Something that I was actually off work for a little bit. I'm not going to get anywhere close to this vessel, so I think I might just stick a little bit closer to the coast in hopes to actually find some vessel. But yeah, I was off work for about 5 to 6 weeks off work because I'll be in bed, and people can't obviously probably assume like they know what this is, but when you've been drunk, well, you've gone out on the night out and you've had a few drinks, and you get into bed, and the whole room just spins. Like it was like that all the time. Like you literally I need to literally like you're not gonna fall, but you feel like you're about to like just tip over, and you gotta hold stuff on, and people are like, "What's the matter with you?" And it's like, and you feel like you're losing balance constantly. Not fantastic, and your depth perception's off as well. So driving is just like you don't do. Oh, we've got something going on. Several officers confront you with the evidence that Jacob Marks has been stealing personal belongings from his shipmates. It appears he can't control the urge, and his actions are causing tension on board. How will you manage this? As always, court-martial. We can't be having this. We have increased our crew reputation, crew experience. Sorry. So we're going to go to the crew here. We've got 2 available points. We're going to go for 1 in diving, which we're going to have for. Claws, you can have 1, and then we're going to actually have just going to have 1 in discipline here, just to keep this at the 5. Not vertigo, I have had that. Heavy metal poisonings, so immune system is having private war. Oh shit! Oh, I'm really, really sorry to hear that, mate. That's horrible. Dirk Maas, Eric Schwartz. Eric Schwartz, you can have that, buddy. No, that sounds disgusting, mate. Who is tired? You're tired, so that's fine. We're gonna have Freddie Lewis on the engine, on that. We've used 20% of our fuel so far. We are fairly close to our patrol area, so we've done rather well in terms of fuel consumption. Once we get into the area, we are going to start doing some hydrophone checks. Right, now we are here. Patrol sector reach. We are going to send this over to BDU, and we are going to just do a quick sync that. Right, okay, so we're going to go onto the, what's underneath us here? Oh, okay, so it says 2,500 to 3,000. There's no point using the echo sounder. We are going to do a hydrophone check now and just listen in. So they say there's a vast majority of the ships that are in this area are just they are neutral ships, so that would just be merchant tonnage. And we're just going to have to investigate a lot. So the fact it's only 7,000 tons, that's nothing. I do assume we're going to be getting additional orders from BDU. Right, now we are here. What we're going to do is we're going to take one member of staff off you. We're going to have one member of staff with Dr. Freeze here. We're going to have one member of staff with you and one member of staff with Ellie Bells. We're going to keep that as the rotation, as to kind of cover bases with the hydrophone if and when we use it, and then just keeping ourselves going with the fuel. We're going to have two people with Milo here, just because that's just going to help. Although saying that, I might just do this. Yeah, I think that's best, because we're always going to have someone on there. He's not always going to be in that. Propeller, heard, perfect stuff. That's going to be our first catch here. It's a medium speed, bearing 49 degrees from us. All right, we're currently sitting at the 11th of March. It's just ticked over at midnight. And we're just going to speed this up a little bit just to get within the area. It's quite dark as well, so we're going to just go onto a searchlight here, and we're just going to be able to see, hopefully we'll be able to see some smoke in the distance. All right, Timmy D, can we get you out of bed, please, sir? And we're just going to have you have a little look around, see if you can spot anything. Best advice was told to me was travel while young. I have looped the world 11 times and lived in 6 countries. Glad I did it before retirement, as health made me impossible to attempt now. Oh shit. Well, as you say, it's best to do it when you're young. You know, it's a lot of life experience, and you've obviously gained a lot from doing that, which is obviously fantastic. So I'm happy to hear that. I think that's that's a regret for a lot of people, unfortunately. As they get older, they kind of wish they did more. You know, they say they regret the things they didn't do over the things they did do. So, I mean, for me, like I can arguably say the same thing with some things as well. But having said that, there's things that I feel like there's some smoke in the distance over there, but I can't say for sure. Yeah, so I feel like there's like I wouldn't say I've accomplished a lot in terms of like my whole life and stuff. And there's obviously things that are like I wish I did this or done that, or wish I didn't make that decision or whatever. But the best thing you can kind of think is like, as long as you're happy and content where you are now, every decision you've ever made has taken you to this exact moment. I don't regret giving up night shift, but the people that do night shift are more fun than day shifters. I think you've got to be a certain way to be able to kind of get through night shifts and stuff. You know, like I've dealt with like people who've done night shifts for years, and working in an office, you actually find that people that work in offices are a lot more miserable than people that work on night shifts, because it's just way like you've got to have a certain temperament about you to be able to do that sort of stuff. You know, you got to be able to keep yourself perked up and whatever, and you actually realize that, you know, it's a night shift isn't even that bad. Your whole body has this kind of body cycle. Now I tend to do this while we're doing that as well. We're going to do another quick hydrophone check because I don't know where this vessel is. So I was going to say something then, but I can't remember. I genuinely can't remember what I was going to say. Not a fucking good, not a good thing, is it? I'm losing my mind. Yeah, night shifts. Night shifts aren't that bad. You know, you end up tending to just going with it, you know, and it's, oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. So people that don't have the good temperament to do like a night shift, it's generally because they're like, they don't want to do a night shift because they kind of just miserable in general. You know, they don't want to do it because it's like an extra added thing on. Now that's fine. If someone's miserable, they're miserable because they're, whether or not they're going through something or because that is just a miserable person. And that's fine. if you forget why you went upstairs, go to the toilet just in case. I mean, that's very, very, very good advice. That's very, very good advice, I have to admit. I feel like I don't. Wise advice from a wise man. There's definitely something here. There we go. That's what you gotta listen for. The oh, there we go. That's what we was looking for. So close. Bearing 265. Yeah. No, I don't feel too good. You don't feel too good, buddy. You need a cuddle. I've just had a really mad hankering for pancakes. There we go. We got some smoke in the distance. We're going to turn the searchlight off. And we're going to hopefully get a visual on this vessel in front. It looks like it could be a British vessel. Might paint you green. Nice. Ship spotted. Send that to BDU. And we're going to try and get a better visual on this boat here. Have we turned off the... Yes, we have. That might be British. We're going to come across a little bit. Okay, hooded. Yeah, no worries, mate.
Torpedorohr 2 gewartet.
I can't exactly work out what that is, but if seeing as it's a...
Torpedorohr 5 gewartet.
What are we looking at? It looks... No, it's not British. That looks Spanish. What is the front of the vessel called? can't seem to see. It is an Empire Tower.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten.
I've got the cover of night here. It's currently 3 minutes past 3 in the morning. The Monte Altube. We are running a little bit quick. We are going to change the angle a little bit, and we're just going to come to a head 1/3 here and allow us to just run on them a little bit smoothly. Okay, cool. We're going to come to a stop, and we're going to. So, the freighter is unarmed. Right, so before we do that, we're just going to have a little look to see it is a Spanish flag. The freighter is unarmed, seems to not be escorted, and flies a neutral flag. The prize rules allow us to sink such ships only if we are certain that they are headed towards enemy ports. If we lack such certainty, ideally we should investigate, see what it is carrying, and verify its destination by performing an inspection. If we would, however, have reason to feel certain that the ship is heading to an enemy port, we may communicate right away that we intend to sink the ship, proceed with the attack. So, send a delegation. Right, we do need to send someone who's got navigator, so that would be our good old friend Millerus here. We're going to send over a person who can speak could send good old Wolfpack, Portuguese speaker, but that's not probably going to help us. There is something here that we could do. We could do merchants. We're gonna send Freddie Lewis for that. Note to self: not eating all day and then having some chocolate is not. Yeah, that's not good for you, mate. Yeah, don't do that. And then we're gonna have to send over a certain someone who has the Oh, we don't actually have someone who has that. Cook. Engine specialist. Torpedo crisis veteran. Thorough handyman. Toilet emergency. Medical coordinator. Merchant. Who do we send in this situation? Before we do that, we're going to Milo or Freddie Lewis. We're going to have a little look to see at your... So there's a ship engineer. Now, Freddie's not been about, so I'm half tempted to get this for him. Just for the sake of getting we've got that, the ship engineer, just so we can send over Freddie Lewis with this delegation. So we said we was gonna send over Milo. We're gonna send over who else was it? So Milo had that. We gotta send over Dr. Freeze. Oh, in fact, actually, Freddie Lewis, he's gonna have merchant and the ship engineer, so that's actually really nice to have. And then for the sake of salvager, no. We're gonna send over Wolfpack here. Wolfpack is in chat, so we might as well. Don't throw up on us, dude. Don't throw up on us. There we go. Send over the delegation. Um, your crew climbs the deck with some help from the cargo ship crew. After that, you are welcomed by the ship's captain, but he tries to communicate in Spanish and doesn't speak German too well. Luckily, Walter Goss speaks fluently in Spanish, so there is no language barrier. After exchanging pleasantries, he invites you to his office so that you will be able to comfortably talk in private, and he will be able to show you the documents that may be needed. You can throw up in the blood. No, 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 no. The captain leads you into his office and offers to make yourself comfortable. I take it that you want to have a look at your shipping documents. Asks, confirm. The captain, you ask the captain for documents that state what cargo is loaded onto the ship and where they are heading. He was ready for this since he has the documents already prepared and hands them to you right away. He looks a bit nervous as you carefully analyse the document's content. According to the documents, this ship is directed for the Port of Vigo and transports food. If these documents are correct, this ship is not involved in the war effort, and sinking it could lead to a diplomatic incident to some degree. Put pressure on and state that these documents seem false. So first we're going to say that these don't look like they travel into Port of Vigo. We're going to say that these don't normally go to the Port of Vigo. Captain explains that this cargo is actually completely common for freighters that head to Port of Vigo. He continues to tell you that tells you about companies that usually trade such goods. Some of his ideas why they're in demand for them in this destination city. Now, for real though, I have regrets. Fucking hell, dude. So that seems right. So state that their course doesn't seem to like they're traveling to the Port of Vigo. They do, but we're just going to put pressure. The captain's surprised that you make such a claim, and without any hesitation, goes to the map and shows you that the course is actually correct. He seems to be right. You asked to be more specific. So let's have a little look in the cargo hold. Jesus Christ! Look how many things Wolfpack's currently got. It's fucking filthy. Right, whilst that's going on, we're just going to speed that up. I'm trying to think of things that will stop you feeling nauseous. I can't. Just go and drink plenty of water. That might help. Not like an absurd amount, but just, just sip at water. Do you have lemons? Now is not the time for tequila now, Ellie. So, the officer from your group looks around the freighter, accompanied with a talkative sailor who speaks some German. He shares his view on the war and about an uncle that married a woman from Hamburg. We know that off by heart. I don't want to... Don't trust this yawn. Regarding the search, nothing suspicious was found. Officer looked into some cargo but haven't found anything unusual. So view transport. So they got food, got grains, dried fish, and sausages. So, unfortunately, there is nothing out of place here. If you have lemons at home, peel one, boil the skin, and put some water in. That sounds like an awful idea. Meet the captain in his office and say, we are going to return to our ship. We've completed the inspection of this vessel. Nothing else we can really do. Where did they go? There they are. We're going to allow them to go on their way. And there was a vessel in this direction where we can just mosey on ahead. 2 people with Wolfpack, 2 people with Freddie Lewis. 1 person with you, 1 person with you, and we're just going to proceed. Where's your mailbox? Right. Now, we're going to do another quick check. There's something apparently in this direction. We're going to have another quick check. If we can. Nothing as of yet. Yeah, we're just going to take this nice and smoothly now. We didn't want to sink that ship. There was no reason for us to believe that they were supporting the war effort. Oh, we do have the smoke in the distance of a what looks, yeah, it is merchant,
Handelsschiff. 300
unknown vessel. Ship spotted. What was the bearing on that? Bearing was at it's about 335. So let us go this direction.
Kurs setzen.
I was only trying to help. No, we appreciate it, Ellie.
Kurs setzen.
This vessel in the distance.
Handelsschiff.
It is looking like it is another Spanish ship. Looking like a Spanish vessel here. The Monte Naranjo. Alright, cool. We're going to bring this down to a head 1/3.
Voraus. Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Let me at them, Loss. Oh, I've got some. Yeah. Alright, so it's definitely saying Spanish.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Alright, cool. We're going to stop and we're going to interact. The freighter is unarmed, seems to be escorted with a neutral flag. We're going to send a delegation. We're going to send the same people over. We're going to send Freddie Lewis over with Milo here, and we're going to send over Wolfpack. Here we go. Send over 6 sailors so we can get a better we're going to get a quicker check on the storage. The crew climbs the deck with some help from the ship crew. You were welcomed by the ship's captain, but he tried to communicate in Spanish, but he didn't speak German too well. Sadly, that turns out to be quite problematic. Nevertheless, both parties managed to make somewhat basic conversation. Except, right. So, ask the captain for the shipping documents. Oh, we require a linguist. Okay, so we're gonna have to accept that. We have to search the cargo hold and see what they currently have with them. They are a friend to Germany. Spain aren't in the war effort at the moment. They're not with the Americans or with Germany. They're just completely neutral. Now, if we find any vessels with the Spanish flag, which do appear to be having that do a bit like it's like war materials or whatever, then we can question it. I love this, right? The fact that the officer from your group looks around the freighter completed with a talkative sailor who speaks some German. Where is he? You transported goods. Rubber. Natural rubber is an essential raw material used for the creation of many products, e.g. gas masks, life rafts, military wiring. It is a necessary base material used to obtain improved and refined rubber via the process of vulcanation. Now, the fact that they're sending rubber, and that looks like a war material, I'm quite wary about this. I don't really want a diplomatic incident. However, I feel like rubber is a war material. But I think, unfortunately, due to the nature of I wonder if we say return to the ship. If we go on again,
Funktelegramm gesendet.
for argument's sake, we don't have a linguist with us. I don't think so anyway. I'm going to send over Freddy, Wolfpack, and we need navigator, so we have to send Milo as well. I'm thinking if we just send these over again, and that we could potentially You are back to the merchant ship's deck. Captain seems to be a bit worried. What may bring you back? So we can't do that again. So the guy was a little bit worried. I don't want to sink that. I do want to sink it, but I feel like that may lead to a diplomatic incident, and I'm not interested to do that.
Ich benötige Ihre Unterstützung. Folgen Sie mir.
So we're just going to leave them to it. Fingers crossed
Position erreicht.
we come across something else.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Now, while we're here, we're just going to do another hydrophone check.
Horchraum besetzen. Auf E-Motoren wechseln. Schraubengeräusche. Große Gruppe. Peilung 80 Grad. 50 Meter. Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Did someone say carrier?
240 Grad. Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln.
So what happens? Nothing happens really. I think it's more the case of what happens if you sink them and they're a neutral.
Torpedorohr
That's more the concern. Yep, I think we've got a carrier. I think we do have a carrier. Let's have a quick little nosy. I can't seem to see anything as of yet. Oh, I thought I saw something then, but maybe my eyes just wanted to see something.
Zielposition
Okay. So we're going to do another hydrophone check. Probably going to be around here.
Raum besetzen. Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
Oh,
5 Meter.
no.
Großer Konvoi. Peilung. Betrachten Sie es als erledigt, Herr Kaloin. 35 Meter.
Apparently they've burned past us.
Anblasen. Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln. Herr Kaloin, wir sind aufgetaucht.
Right, we're just going to speed this up a little bit. We might come across the boats.
Zielposition erreicht. Herr Kaloin, wir sind auf...
No smoke in the distance as of yet. But I definitely feel like this is carrier territory. Right, again, another hydrophone check.
50 Meter.
And if they've gone past us, if they've sped up, I don't know how they would have. I don't think they'll be going over 12 knots.
Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
Schraubengeräusche.
Yep.
Peilung 255 Grad. Schraubengeräusche. Große Gruppe. Peilung 185 Grad.
35 Meter. Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Concerning.
Herr Kaloin. Tanks anblasen. Auf Dieselmotor wechseln.
Have we?
Tauchen
I'm going to do another hydrophone check, just in case.
Leuchtraum besetzen. Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
Schraubengeräusch. Peilung 20 Grad.
50 Meter.
Schraubengeräusche.
There we
Große
go.
Gruppe. Peilung 315 Grad.
Tanks anblasen. Duelle Tiefe 5 Meter. Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln.
Herr Kaloin, wir sind aufgetaucht.
Right, here we go. We got the smoke on the distance here.
Bestätige.
And I believe this will be a carrier convoy. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring our boat to a periscope depth.
Seerohrtiefe. Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
And we're going to allow them to come in towards us. We're just going to take this nice and smooth, hopefully.
Herr Kaloin, wir sind auf Seerohrtiefe. Boot für Rundumblick eingesteuert.
Right, let's get that snorkel up as well. Okay. Let's jump on this. Let's see if we can get a good visual on what we're looking at here.
Konvoi in Sicht. Peilung
That
355 Grad.
is American. It's an American freighter. That looks like a American freighter as well. American. A lot of this is American, I think. Yep, American. I think American anyway. These seem like American ships. That is a British ship there. No carrier for the moment. Unless they're really...
Alarm! Auf Gefechtsstation!
That's like that's a destroyer. It's probably a destroyer over there as well. It's a corvette. Yep, American. Right. That's a destroyer. Okay. Gonna come to a dead stop.
Maschinen stopp.
Gonna get we got a light, we got that, we're gonna go blue light running. We're going to switch to a electric motor.
Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
I don't think there's a carrier in this. Which is fine. The swell of this water's not looking great as well. We're going to send that to BDU. 1, 2, 2 destroyers. These American freighters, I believe, do have. I'm gonna have one person with you. I do believe these American freighters have gunning placements on the front, which is what we can just see here. So they do actually have that capability to do damage to us as well. So it's not like we can just take down the destroyers and then fingers crossed we could just open fire with the deck gun. Right, that's a Corvette. That's not going to be much of an issue. I'm trying to remember, there's a button to bring down the periscope and I can't remember what it is. Can't remember what it is. Right. So here we're looking at 1, 2 destroyers so far, with 2 corvettes and the freighters. Is there any aid here? It doesn't appear so. If we can just take this very slowly. Now, having this prop out of the water, I mean, look at all that stuff that's on the right as well. Now, this could be a good opportunity to use some of the FAT torpedoes. Again, pretty much all American ships. That's a destroyer. The Exmouth. I feel like there still could be a carrier within the within this convoy here. I don't think there is, but this is a very nice convoy here, which we could get quite a bit of tonnage. Now I don't think, as we're not in a kind of a tonnage war at the moment, I don't think it's really necessary to try and take as much as possible. I'm trying to remember what the button was to just bring down the periscope. Oh, that was it. Hide periscope. Now, I think we're going to have to bring the snorkel down as well, because that's also going to be a bit of a... I don't think there's any vessel around us as well. That's going to... So there's a Flower class, which I think is a corvette, and then there's the corvette. There's the Exmouth, which is a destroyer, another destroyer. So there's a minimum of 3 destroyers around here. We should bear in mind with the swell, like the swell can give us away. This could be our first target. And it is saying the target is this one here. WB Rogers. Right, so first what we want to do, we want to identify it. We know it to be a C3 class. C3 class has got 7.3 meter draft. In this weather, a magnetic torpedo isn't fantastic. So we're going to have a little velocity check here. Recognize this. We have to bring the periscope up a little bit just so we can get the idea of this from the swell, and check. Three, 2, 1. 9 knot speed. Put that in computer. Right. Now we're going to go for a could do a distance check, but we're going to wait for them to get into this about this distance here. Do have to bear in mind other turn as well. What we're going to do is, if we send a fat torpedo, we're going to say at about 2,000 meters. There's another warship here. We might just go for a fat torpedo to go like this. It might actually help us out in our... So we're going to... This one we have to be a little bit mindful of. 7,838 tons. If we can sink this, this will actually help us with our tons here. So first, let's do a check. The waterline on the top here, which is about, it's about this. Set U, and then the angle on the bow here. We're going to go for there. Angle on the bow. 45-degree angle on their right. So 45-degree angles on their right. Set U. Put that into the computer. We've got no fat torpedo. Actually, we actually do. We've got the one here. A draft of 5 meters, I think, is fine. We can actually say to go left at 2,000 meters. That is looking okay. And we're going to send that at a 30 knot speed. What's the year? The year is 1941, March the 11th. Okay, we're going to send that. 3, 2, 1, fire. Moment of truth, everyone. It's a slow running torpedo at 30 knots. It does look good. It's looking like a good angle of attack. If it does miss, it will be very unfortunate, but I believe we have set the fat torpedo calculations to about 2,040 meters. Shouldn't be too bad for this sort of convoy. It's looking okay, although it could just pass behind them. It might just dink them all around the back here. Although saying that, it's not looking terrible. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. These are tanky boys though, so there is a good possibility this won't sink them straight away. And bang. Right, so that did a significant amount of damage. There is no fire on board, which is very unfortunate. They are doing torpedo maneuvers. They are abandoning the boat. They've probably closed all the bulkheads. They have got a significant list. That is a fire. Although saying that, I don't think that's... Oh, okay. They are going. It's looking like it may just take them. Oh, I don't know. They might become neutrally buoyant from this. Which I always find this a little bit annoying, actually. Right, what we're going to do, we're going to actually look at this guy passing next to us. This guy here. So we're going to lock you in. We're going to say you're a C3 as well. We're going to say a velocity of 9 knots as well, just to assume that you are going around about the same distance. The time... I hate it when that... Yeah, it's very annoying, I know. That's about the right distance. We're going to set you, put you in. The angle on attack for these is, we're going to say about 294, which is a 66 degrees off on the left. 66 degrees off on the left. Put you, mark the sinking ship so you can check later if they sank or not. Yeah, I will do that. Torpedo tube. Gonna send a fast torpedo at the depth of 5 meters. Get ready to fire when ready. 3, 2, 1. We're going to fire. It might have slowed down because of the torpedo maneuvers. This might well miss. Though I did bear this one into account as well. So it could well hit your boy at the back. It's like call an ambulance, but not for me. Yeah. It's and the thing is, they've abandoned the boat, but the boat does seem to like come up a little bit. I forgot we did set that at a fast running speed, so that's not actually going to hit. Loot it later, yeah, we will. That won't hit that one either. That's a big shame. it is, while it is, we're going to have a look at our torpedoes now. Conrad, you need 2 people with you. You can switch on to a mechanic here. The torpedoes we are currently loading are that, and no, we need these. That's a shame. It actually looks like they feel like we're over there. So right, that's the ship that we just failed to hit there. We could potentially go for a stern torpedo hit.
Bewässern.
But I don't think I want to, so we're not going to do that. Right, we're gonna lock this ship in. Freighter, we can determine it is a C3. We're gonna do a velocity check. It could be, they could be going slower. I think they might be going slower just because of the torpedo maneuvers. The James W. Wheeler is our next target. It is a American ship. I don't think they fully know where we are. The amount of stuff that is currently around here is going to get quite a hard read on sonar. Yeah, they are kind of gunning it, so it could be a potential 9-knot speed here. Stop. Set 7-knot speed. Okay. So the next target is this one here. The angle on the bow is currently changing, which isn't ideal at all. The distance to us is probably, the waterline is about there, 3.5 kilometers away. Which, if we use a bearing tool, it does say 3.3, so it is mildly accurate to some degree. They don't fully know where we are. We've got this boy right in front of us, who is heading straight for us, which could do a, you know what, this would actually be better. We can determine this. Velocity, we're going to say a 7-knot speed, just because we've been able to work out that additional one. Distance to us, we can determine they are around about, probably within the ranges of 600 to 700. Yeah, pretty much near on 600, bang on. Angle to us, they are relatively, they pretty much coming straight over us. Although it's going to be quite difficult to make this shot. 358. The fact that they're turning is going to be really difficult. You know what? We're just going to wait. I think that's probably the best course of action here, is just waiting. They don't know where we are. They've actually... right. Timmy D. Wrong button. Periscope down, please. Like, definitely going to get a visual on us, so we are actually just going to drop us to a 10-meter depth. Right, we're going to go to a 20-meter depth here because they're definitely going to see us at this depth here. We should be safe in this. They are just, the engines aren't running, they are just gliding. They wouldn't have been able to repair that, but they, of course, they would just close all the bulkheads, allow the compartments to fill with water. And then, they're going to come out of torpedo maneuvers relatively quickly. Or relatively soon, I should say. So now we are going to come back to a periscope depth here. I'm just trying to work out what our next target could be. I think it could be this one on the right here. So, let's have a little goosey gander. See what we got going on here. This one here. Lock this one in. I think. Just bring it up. Right, we can determine it is another C3. Velocity, let's do a velocity check. This guy coming in over here. So it's something to just to keep in mind. Now the good thing is, if they are if they've abandoned the boat, that means there's no one there to man the gunning placement, which will help us in the when we're doing the cleanup. Stop you. 8 knot speed. Like distance to us, probably around about that. Set you in. Now we're going to pin you in here. Going to say that you are currently running at about 72 degrees off on there. Wait, we've done that wrong there. $67 degrees off on their right. 67 degrees off on their right. 67 degrees. Set you into the computer. We're going to have a fat torpedo at a 2,000 knot speed. No, 2,000 meter. In fact, we're going to drop that to 1,500. We're going to say a 44 knot speed. Let's put you in. We're going to actually say that. We want the gyro to come in as soon as possible. This boy's coming in. It's going to be a tight angle of attack here, actually. Best case scenario, it hits. If it doesn't, it could potentially hit this one here. They are changing course. Okay, we're going to fire. Fire. Oh, we might witness a good shot here. I don't know. If it doesn't hit, which it looks like it may, it will most likely land on the other ship, which was already sinking or near on sinking. This might actually be a decent little shot here for us. Again, another big hit on the Empire Griffin there. It was a British vessel actually, so it's a British vessel using C3. So we've got this coming in now. We are going to have to, yep, we're going to have to, I think we're going to have to crash dive here. They are abandoning the vessel again. You have to crash dive. I don't think we're going to be able to witness this go down. That's 2 vessels. Yep, they've closed all the bulkheads. We're not going to be able to get this. They are coming in with depth charges. We're just going to wait this out. I think that was a good little hit for us. We've got 2 vessels there which are close to death. I've got a heavy list on board as well. This is a destroyer class. It's definitely a destroyer class. They've got depth charges. Where? Not on the back. Definitely a destroyer class, no? Is it an EF? I think it's an EF class, isn't it? The engines have stopped running. Oh yeah, that's a lot of swell on board there. And we are silent running, please. Everyone keep quiet. And we're just going to allow them to just run through. They're not really sure where we are. We've been able to evade them pretty decent so far. No sonar pings. I think we've been disguised as well by the amount of vessels that are actually around. We are being pinged on Azdic. There is stationary boats around. That's stationary. That's stationary as well. They are circling the area, but I feel like they're not exactly doing a good job in trying to detect us here. So we're just going to allow them to kind of go through. And then we are going to surface the boat when necessary. And we're just going to sink them with the deck gun. Or, additionally, we will just send a delegation over with Freddie Lewis. And he's going to do the sinking for us. No! He crashed. Hello. Hello, Rick. Rick, what are you doing to us, buddy? Fucking crashed. You love to see it. Oh. A lot of frame drops. A lot of frame drops. That was really weird, actually. Oh, there we go. Turn off Steam. Yeah, that was really weird, actually, because we ended up getting a yeah, the game crashed. That was really weird. It actually come up saying 150 propellers heard. I don't know when we last saved. In fact, actually, that wouldn't have saved before the engagement. Now, it's really annoying. That's what the game does, where it literally tells you, like, oh, you can't save unless there's an engagement. Game, you wanna find the game? You wanna do it? You want OBS? There we go. There we go. So if we say load, the last autosave was just before. That's pretty ick. And why have I still got frame drops going? My game almost crashes every 10 minutes because I don't have the money to buy a piece. Oh, man, that sucks. That really sucks. You know what, chat? I'm going to wait this out. This whole thing. Right, looks like we're getting a little bit more stable. We nearly survived 2 hours without any frame drops, and all of a sudden the whole game just shit itself. So we're going to go to this. This is very intensive. My PC is not bad. I've got a 3070 Ti. I've had the game. I've had the thing about. I'm actually playing U-Boat right now. Oh, okay, well, enjoy, mate. Enjoy. Yeah, we weren't doing too bad in terms of the frame drops and stuff, but it just seems that the whole everything just died. The internet died, the game died, I died. Not great. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed U-Boat. That was how far are you into it?
Auf Seerohrtiefe.
Okie dokie. Right, where are we? Right, we are currently here, ship spotted. Right, so we're just before this engagement, so we actually didn't do too badly. Well, we didn't.
Funktelegramm gesendet.
Right, so we know this is like a proper engagement or whatever. We are going to go to a blue light running, alarm status. 2 people in with you. Freddie Lewis, we switched you. Wrong button. Freddie Lewis, we switched you to a mechanic. And we came to a dead stop. Right, periscope down, please. We're just going to wait for for these to come past. You died, you would go pretty much. Feel like it. Just empty inside. I played it through completely before. Now I'm starting over, and this time I'm going to do everything even better. Oh, that's good, mate. Well, hopefully you enjoy it again. It is definitely one of those games where you can literally just come back to it over and over and over again. It's fantastic. I think this is my third playthrough of playing it, but I've only ever got to like 1941, and then I used to do. You know what? Let's bring the periscope up. I used to do this thing where I would play the game until we lost the sub, like the sub was gone, and then that'll be like the playthrough over. The problem is the playthrough didn't really last that long, so we opted not to do that this time around. Oh, 100% realism. Now, I was watching someone the other day play that who jumps into stream every now and again. This was our first vessel, wasn't it? Who jumps into stream every now and again. He was playing on 100% realism, and I was just like, what the fuck? Really, really bad. Like, not really bad, but like, just like genuinely, like, how the fuck is anyone playing this game like in any way? It's mental. That wasn't the first vessel. We did the left vessel first, and we done. Where is he? Was it? Yeah, it was your boy here. Yep. So this was our first vessel. Freighter. We knew it was a C3. Velocity. Now we're going to do a velocity check. Last time we checked, it was at a 9 knot speed, but we're going to check again. Yeah, 100% realism. Nah, I think I'm sitting at 46% realism, and that's enough. I will go more the more I become more experienced with the game and whatever. But at the moment, it's, you know, one of them. And 3, 2, 1, stop. Oh shit. Apparently 8 knots, which we did actually fuck that up, so I'm going to do that again. Don't matter though, they're coming more into the angle of attack. I got a 0.1% altitude, and I don't know why it was at 0.1%. The reason why a lot of the achievements is because there's a lot of people who've played the game who, before they released the achievements, yeah, I know what you mean. Like, there's a lot of the achievements that I have which are considered rare, and it's like they're just very, very simple ones. And it's because a lot of the people who own the game haven't played it since the launch of the release, like the full release. So because of that, it means a lot of the people. 100% is not fun. It's only pixels. Yeah, it means a lot of the people who play the game or used to play the game haven't played it since the full release, which essentially means the wait, that's fine. Yeah, set that in. Angle on from us is 39%. 39. There we go. Say 40 degrees. And set you. Yeah, so that's why it's but it's quite nice though when you look at your achievements and you got like the glow. Why is that convoy so big? It is a convoy coming from the southern part of Africa with United States flags and stuff, but they've really gone the long way. Right, so they were this, so we're going to go to onto a left, a 30 meter And we're going to say, you know what? I don't feel totally confident with this. The waterline is about there. The angle on us is more looking like 44, 45. That's granted. 9 knot speed. I know that one time where I destroyed a Hulk. Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? I've done that where you kind of focus a little bit more on the destroyers and stuff. Then you can just come up with a deck gun and just take everything. All right, we're gonna fire this now. All right, we're gonna monitor this. This might not actually hit. I think it might actually be. Actually, this is not looking too bad. We have used a fat torpedo. If it misses, it will come back round and actually be more in line with these boys here. Which isn't too bad. But I think it's looking okay. Yeah, but this convoy is like, it's huge. There's no carrier here though, which is a little bit unfortunate. I think it's looking like it's a good shot. It's going to be hitting round about midships. Whether or not the angle of attack is going to be a bit off, but it should be okay. Yeah, looking midships. Bonk. Full damage. Now, whether or not they're going to be able to close all the bulkhead doors straight away. The fact that it is midship and there's a... No, I think that might actually sink the boat. There we go. Okay, that was done. So we've completed the mission from just that. We are going to do another quick calculation on... I'm going to unlock the ship. And we're going to have a little... Ah, thanks for the follow, mate. Much appreciated. I like that they have German voiceover because I am German. Oh, are you German as well? Oh, well, welcome to the channel. Right, so they're doing this. Right, we're going to have a little quick nosy on your boy here. We can determine it is a C3 velocity. We're going to do a velocity check. Probably going to be running around about a 7 knot. I do like doing it with the German voiceover as well because it kind of gives it a little bit more authenticity. That's the word. Even though I'm British, I can't do British. They're actually running at quite a slow speed here. So unless we can get a fast running torpedo on them, then we might... I mean, these also might actually come into... they've sped up. They've definitely sped up. Right, let's stop this. Right, and we're going to do another quick check. Yeah, but it also it adds more. It makes it feel more authentic with the German voiceover. I mean, I don't know how other people feel about the game when it's been played in German and stuff, but it just, you know, as much as you can try and you're trying to role play it as much as possible, of course. So, but at least we haven't really lost that much. Now I will, after this torpedo that gets fired. So as soon as I fire it, I am going to save the game code, because the game does have the tendency of 6 knot speed. Okay, so we're going to send that in. The distance to us is I'm going to be using this as the marker. Set you 740 meters. Seems likely enough. You are 293, so you're looking at 67 degrees off on their 67 degrees off on their starboard side. Was it port side? No, it's port side. Sorry. We got any fat torpedoes? No, we don't. Right. Fire. We've been spotted. Not the end of the world, I don't think. I think they have got no chance to evade this one. They've seen us. They haven't put out a radio message as of yet. They will be. People went flying. They are transmitting something. Do you reckon to fire torpedoes on full speed, or does that not matter? So it depends. It depends really on the situation, in my opinion. So they've probably closed all the bulkhead doors here, so they're probably not going to sink, although they did take a significant amount of damage. Yep, they just closed all the bulkhead doors. So it depends on the situation, in my opinion. So when you close all the bulkhead, not close all the bulkhead doors, when you fire a torpedo at a certain speed, you're kind of trying to take things into account. So depends if you're doing multiple calculations. So if you're doing something at, for example, you was doing this here and then working out this one. You'd work out this one here. You'd run this at a slow speed as it's further away. During the time that this is going on here, you can try and quickly do the calculations to this, or work out both calculations, determine where this one's going to be, run this torpedo slow, run this torpedo a little bit faster, and given the fact the calculations all correct, they should hit around about the same time. I think the faster the torpedo, the bigger the wake of the torpedo as well. So it's more likely they're actually going to be spotted by the enemy as well. Also, what you got to take into account is the quicker the torpedo, the less time it obviously takes for them to get there, which subsequently means there's less time for them to change course or anything like that, which is going to affect your calculations. So it can affect, but you also do need to take other things into account as well. Saying that, I'm not the most experienced U-boat player. In fact, if anything, and chat will vouch for this, I'm not great at all. I'm not great at all, but I do what I can with the tools that I have. You seem to be... You're riding backwards. Why are you riding backwards? Where are you? Is he riding? Is he going backwards? Say C3. But yeah, I'm not the best U-boat player at all. A few streams ago, I went through a whole convoy and I think I fired pretty much all of my torpedoes, which at the time was like 14. I think I got like 2 hits. 2 hits. Now, granted, it was most of the time it was the computer doing the calculations, but it was me pressing fire. 9 knots. Right, let's bring that in. Okay. Bring you in. Distance to us. Let's do a quick calculation on this. There is someone coming in on me, which isn't fantastic. That's angle to us. That is a very, very ick angle. Not looking forward to doing that shot. That's not a big target. That is a better target, I think. That's more looking like you. Where's this destroyer? This destroyer's coming in here. Somehow you can heat the torpedoes, but I don't know how to. The heating the torpedoes is if you're in an alarm state, I don't think you do it. If you can press tab and you can go maintain, and if you see this little tick on the torpedo, that means it's been maintained. Less chance for a dud. This ship should actually help us here. So we're going to actually go a little bit forward. We've got this boat on the right here who's going to help us out a bunch. It is a C3 velocity. These are gunning it. If you have a mechanic, then I believe they just do it automatically. Unless you're not in an alarm state or silent running. "13 knots. Excuse me, sir." Shit. Don't see me. You don't see me. You do see me. I don't. He be going fast. He does indeed be going fast. I think we just need to crash dive. I'm going to go this way. We're going to crash dive. We're going to save because we don't want to be losing anything again. Fucking hell, you was really out the water, weren't you? Jesus Christ, you was pretty much surfaced. Bring the snorkel down. That might have been the issue. I kind of forgot that I was up. They are pinging us on active sonar as well. We've just got so I just got an email regarding my order for my new internet, which hopefully should help over the next couple of streams or whatever. Right, we've crash dived. We're going to go to a dead stop here. Don't think they fully know where we are. We are running. We're going to be going silent running, and we're just going to keep our mouths closed. That's actually the patrol done, so we could actually just gun it back and just say, you know what, that's a day. We're not going to. We're going to try and take not as much as we can here, but we're going to do what we can. But there is a potential for closing in. They are coming right over us. See, when the game crashed earlier, it did say 150 propeller. So whether or not that was like... I have to play on that. Oh, shit. Really? Right. They are in the area. And they're just holding it. From what it looks like. Waiting for us to surface. No, but it's obviously not great, of course. I mean, playing the game... It's not really a graphically intensive game, is it? Let's be fair. I mean, it obviously helps. Are we... You're playing on a laptop. I suppose on a laptop screen, it's not really that much difference, is it? I feel like they're going to be lifeboats. So what we're going to do, we are going to bring the boat to a periscope depth, and we're just going to go this way. Right, we're currently sitting at 7 knots. Ooh. Hello. Is this? I was just gonna say free milk. Then I don't know why it would be fucking milk, but got a free target. Oh no, it's not the free target. It's the target that just wouldn't sink. Right, okay. So if that's the case, we are going to bring the boat up to a... We're going to surface the boat. What else are we going to do? We're going to go over... First, we're going to go over here. And we're going to... We're going to take these, if we can. We're not going to go to the wreckage. Oh, stop. Slow, 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 slow. Can we... Right, let's stop. Apparently we're too far away. Oh, no, we're not. Medkit. Don't need the medkits. Survivors. Invite them on board. Arthur Moore and Robert Anderson. You can come with us. Wreckage. Survivors. No one on here. That we want. Right, no one there that we want as well. So we are going to make our way over to these over here. And then we're going to bring ourselves a little bit closer. Bring ourselves to a stop. And then lifeboat 1, invite them on board. No one here. Fucking, that's an unfortunate name. Lewis. No one here. Alexander and Palmer. Cool. Right, we're taking these on board. and then we're going to... We're just going to board the ship and just sink it instead of using any of our ammunition or anything like that. So send a team to the freighter. We're going to have to send over... That sucks. Okay, never mind. How many hours do you have on U-boat? At the moment, it's around about 200 hours. So not a fat lot. Timmy D, I'm going to need you to get onto the deck gun, please, here, sir. Great. Yeah, about 200 hours. Not a lot. I mean, compared to a lot of U-boat players out there who have got, you know, thousands. But that's just kind of the nature of the whole game anyway. It doesn't, you know, it's not a kind of jump in and out a game. You have to kind of play it for a good number of hours before you can... You have 80 hours, okay. Yeah, you have to play it for a good number of hours before you actually get anywhere with it. Did I miss? It's because of that game I did night through. Because of that game I did the night through like 10 times. Oh yeah. Alright, so that's sunk. We only needed one there. Or felt like 10. Wreckage. Alright, so that's sunk. Okay, so we don't need anything there. So we are going to make our way back up to here with a head full. We can turn the alarm status off as well. There will be some people in front. You come off there before you actually get washed off the boat. I'm guessing we're going to get another... Oh, okay. Now we're going to have to cover darkness, which is going to be lovely. We're going to use our hydrophone to have a little listen to see what's going on. So I'm just checking my phone because my new router for, there we go, relatively close to us. I feel like that's smoke in the distance that we can actually see. We can't seem to see any at the moment. Well, whenever it jitters like that, you can kind of assume that we're going to be getting there we go. Yep. As soon as it starts jittering you, then you kind of know stuff's kind of loaded in. Been playing U-boat while I wait for Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 in Feb next year with some War Thunder ship battles and combat DCS world. Kingdom Come Deliverance, that is a game I'm probably going to be playing in November for my first playthrough. Now, I have watched a streamer play it through its entirety before. It's phenomenal watching it. I imagine playing it is probably even better. Really looking forward to it. I know there's going to be a few people who will be quite eager to watch that as well. I'm just going to go to a periscope depth here just because it's going to be a little bit safe. But yeah, I'll be playing that I think in November, and that's going to be a long playthrough. So it's going to be like it's going to probably do the month. Let's just slow down a little bit. Timmy D, can you Go to the cabinet and drink some coffee, please. Thank you very much. Yeah, but I'm going to go through that, and it's going to be like maybe play it for like near on the month. Because I'm quite interested in kind of getting not getting through it, but just like playing it because I know it's a good game. There's a DS3, C3, sorry. We're going to come to about here, and we're going to stop the boat. We're going to stop, and we're going to wait. Let's see what's around. So we got this with the Corvette. Got that there. I think that's probably going to be the best shout for us. We are going to wait anyway, because although saying that, I think this vessel, where is it? Oh, that's the destroyer. We said this one. That's that there. I think that vessel here, the C3 behind this Corvette, is probably the best. I'm too stupid to set the angle when targeting a ship manually. It's not about being stupid, it's about just trying to use the right thing. So if I said, for example, if I chose this freighter, you come to the map and there's two things you can either do. When you're choosing the angle on bow, you can either have the angle on your bow or the relative course. The angle on bow is you. What is it in terms of the bearing on you? Where is it? So if you was to be standing on top of your boat and the angle on your bow is 0, is it right or left? That's the most, not the most important thing. That's very, obviously very, very important. Okay, I'll wait for the ad to finish. What kind of joke is it? I wish I could turn all ads off for those who can still hear. I wish I could turn all ads off. Unfortunately, I can't. I do have them set to the very, very lowest. Yeah, I would. So, all right, done. Okay, cool. So I'll go back into this. So the angle on the bow is depending on where from your boat where you are looking. So you can argue that basically this is looking at 39 degrees from our bow here. Because if we look at this here, you can see that's 50, that's 40, around about 39 degrees, or between 38 and 39. If we were to do a angle on here, 39. So you can see that on the relative course, that's what it says on our bearing, 39. Using this tool here, which is a bearing tool, you target you and then mark the target. This here tells you the degrees. The other one, which is what I use, is this. I use the bearing tool of where they are. Now, some people prefer, most people prefer the first one. This one, this is what I use. Use the bearing of this. So basically what you do is you target the ship first and then select it onto you. It will put their course on the 0 bearing, and then it will give you the angle from what you look like. So that will be 308, which what you got to do is you have 308 and then you take away 360. The reason you do it like that is because if you did it the other way around, then you come up with a plus number, which can kind of confuse you. If you go 308 minus 360, it will actually give you a minus number, if this is me thinking correctly anyway. Minus 360 if you come in this way. If you come in this way, then you can just take that bearing. Because what will happen here is it's got 308 bearing from the 360, so then that means you know it's 52. So it's minus 52. That's what you've got to look at. So if we went to minus 52, it might be easier doing the other way. This is how I do it. Yeah, I think I'll use the first one then. Yeah, the first one's a little bit more simple. So 308. Remember, this is a thing which I always used to do as well. If you look here, you got minus 52. This is what we say as our bearing. Look, that changes. So what you got to do is you got to kind of choose where you would want the torpedo to kind of hit, and then say 50. Let's say 53 now, because we're going to go from this. Yep, 307. So 307 take away 360 would mean 53. So we've got 53 degrees. Attack parameters. Now you did ask about speed earlier. This is another thing that you might want to take into account. If you're running at a slow speed, what it might do is it might come over here like this. Slow down enough for it to kind of go past this, but not enough for it to go. So if you went fast, if you was to just go instant speed, you would end up going through this boat here. If you went slow, it might come forward, let that come past, and then it would hit. So another reason why you might want to take speed into account here. In this situation, we might want to just wait for this to kind of go through. Once we've done that, we've actually got a better angle of attack here. The angle of attack is actually something to really, really bear in mind as well. Here we're looking at 291, which is a 69, which is always nice. So 69 degrees bearing. Make sure that's the right ship. C3 velocity check. We're going to do a quick velocity check, even though we did feel like we did do this earlier, but maybe we didn't. So yeah, it is what it is, you know. You just gotta. Best thing I can say to you to do is find yourself a convoy like this, or just a single lone steamer, save the game, and just practice at different angles. It's probably the best thing you can do. If you do that, what will end up happening is you will end up noticing a few things. So let's stop this now. That's a 9 knot speed. Distance. The distance is, I always used to do it like this, dropping the thing down. So you see the, I'm pointing at the screen like you know what I'm pointing at. This coming down. Watching streamers, I actually discovered or noticed that it's actually a lot easier if you actually do the top one, go up. Because it's a little bit easier to get the waterline on the top bit here. So we say this, set U. 3,000, so you can use this 3,307 meters, which is 3.3 kilometers. You can use the bearing tool as kind of a checker. Just go, does that check out? If that was like 2.6, you go, right, something's gone wrong here with the distance check. I'm going to say this angle on us is 75, which we know. None of these have been maintained, which is a bit ick, but we're going to have to go with it anyway. Slow speed. And that is actually going to be a 90, pretty much a 90-degree angle on that. So we're going to fire now. 3, 2, 1. The depth setting is actually very important as well, but we're not really going to be looking at that. The draft is 7.3. If you drop it below 7.3 on the depth setting, then it's just going to sail underneath the boat. Another thing as well, what you can take into account is if you've got a depth setting of if you've got two boats, the boat that's in front is got a smaller draft, you can actually set the draft or the depth of the torpedo underneath that, so it will go underneath the boat anyway, so it would actually hit the target you're intending to hit. So there's all these little things that you want to try and take into account when you're doing your torpedo calculations. I say that like I'm an absolute expert, and I know exactly what I'm talking about. It's just things that you just pick up. So just find a lone steamer, shoot at it a couple of times, change your angle, shoot at it a couple more times, do it again, so on, so on, so on. So that's the best thing I think you can do. Hello, Golden Eagle. Hello, welcome to the channel. So this might not even hit. So we are just going to run this quite slow. Submarine we're using right now is actually the best submarine we can use in the game, which is a Type 7C/41. It's the last one you kind of unlock throughout the campaign. I started off with a Type 7B, but we ended up going to a Type 7C. And then we ended up going to a Type 7C/41. Is it U-boat 1010? No, it's 1003. This might actually miss. This game is the answer to the question, what if Ultimate Admiral Dreadnought had submarines in it? Yeah, I've not played that. I have seen it being played, and it does look pretty good. This is most likely going to go behind the vessel, which is fine. Yep, this is going to go behind the vessel. So again, like, after all those calculations, we got it wrong. Now we're going to work out why it went wrong. I think it was the angle. So we're going to do another quick calculation here. Lock you in. Let's do the angle on us, which is 267, which is actually 93 off on there right here. So we've done this. Their speed is probably different as well, so let's do a quick speed check. I don't know if you're going to hit the target 6 kilometers away. It's only 3.1 3.2. They are that, no, but actually saying that, they do look to be going a little bit faster. They do appear to have picked up speed. And nope, they're still running at 9 knots. Let's turn off that. Maintenance on you. We're going to go to a full. We're going to say there. Run you. And we're going to fire when ready. Fire. I think the gyro is actually resyncing then, so this is most likely going to miss as well. I don't know, it's not looking too bad. Unless they really slow down, which I don't think they're going to be able to. By the way, Ultimate Admiral is really cool, pretty cool game. If you you can dual BBs, and You can bully BBs with a swarm of DDS. I might have to give it a go. Might have to give it a go. And it looks like, yeah, it was a good hit. It's not done a fat lot of damage. Well, it did do a lot of damage, but it's not done any fire on board, which is a bit unfortunate. There is fire on board, but it's not a fire on board, which is one that's going to be maintained. Torpedoes OP in Admiral Dreadnought. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll definitely have to give that a look. They are abandoning the ship. I don't think there's going to be much they can do to keep this. There is a warship coming straight for us. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to now crash dive this torpedo. I don't know what's going on with it. Now, there is a potential that happens. Fuck's sake. We have crash dived. We are running slow. Not ever so slightly moving. They are pinging us and ASDIC. We're going to run silent running. We've been spotted. I guess you are battling with the entire Royal Fleet right now. It feels like it. Right. We're going to go ahead 1/3. They're running star shells. We're just going to go... Right, they are still pinging us, which is fine. We are going to just run into more into the convoy here to try and get a bit of camouflage from the other vessels. We're running at a... Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous, isn't it? If we're going to run this way, we're going to use launch a sonar decoy. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. It's not great, is it? Right, we've launched that. Now we're going to come across, and we're going to, once we're there, we're now going to come to a dead stop. We can wait. We have made some distance. They are just going to focus on maybe this area. Unless someone cuts across in the right angle, I think we should be okay. I'm pretty sure this is the stationary boat as well that we have just sunk, so this might actually help us out a lot. We're going to allow them to run off with the convoy. We have to be a little bit mindful with our... have we just said ship spotted because it's sunk? Is it just sailed past us? Yes, we are in the Atlantic. Yeah, well, just barely. We're just off the coast of Africa here. Stationary. Right, we are going to speed this up a little bit. I think we are in the clear, so we are just going to bring it up. Oh. No, we're not. We're not in the clear. wish there was no where there was no I wish that game. What do you mean? What do you mean that game? No. Oh yeah, there is a way that you can do that where you can pay for a free roam with a reputation point. If you mean the fact that you can literally go around with endless torpedoes and just shoot, that would be nice, and there probably is a mod somewhere for it. No end of the war. Yeah, I mean, there's got to be some point though. You know, it's like I mean, you can arguably just go back to the same save and just go random places. You know, it's. I think the whole point of it being a war is the fact that you are. Right, they are okay. So I don't know where we're going now. Just gonna hold out. Noise detector, that's fine. That there's real-time events after war. I challenge you to sink 20 ships before the war ends. I have done that in one patrol. Granted, most of them were at a dock and they were like unmanned. You didn't specify the parameters of the challenge. But we're still waiting this out here. How long did that take? 10 months? No, that was one patrol log that took like 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Let's see. Yeah. It doesn't take long. If you find a good convoy, or a good dock, you can go to a dock and there'll be like 12, 13 vessels that you can they're just there for the taking. Yeah, it's easy. It's not easy. I shouldn't say easy. It just happens. Like it's not. I did make the mistake when I first started playing the game where I would literally go around just using binoculars trying to find boats, and it was a miracle I actually found anything. They are moving away. They're moving away. And then I discovered the hydrophone. Oh, we're still in combat here. I don't think there's anything around us. Now there should be a vessel around here which we need to just sink. Alright, that's a corvette. That's still war vessels here. So that's our bearing to our 270, which is this one here. I think I'm going to play U-boat myself now. Yeah, man. Yeah, thanks for dropping in, and I really hope you enjoy U-boat today. Right, we are going to make our way to a head 1/3 here. They are moving away. They are keeping distance, but the boats were traveling in this direction. Now, if there is a chance that a lot of the war patrols were staying away from this convoy, then there could be some easy pickings here. But we are going to bring the boat up. Excuse me. There's no point launching a torp at this at this point here. Because at this point the ship is pretty much like there for the taking. Now you can do a number of things here. You can just get onto the deck gun and just send them, or you can get a play U-boat while you watch. You might learn some new. I mean, that's true. I think because he's got a laptop, it might be a little bit difficult for him to actually play the game whilst watching. And to be fair, today learning something from me is a huge oversight on how I actually play the game. So like that should be enough to sink the boat. That 88 on board is way too useful. Yeah, this is really, really nice. Although I love these. I love this. I love the flat guns. Oh, Wolfpack. Was it you that said that it was either you or Zebin? You said that you don't get air raids on ships. No, at ports unless you actually undock. Was that you or was that Zebin? So we did just pop one round at it, which is just opened up a compartment, which is releasing all the air. And that's sunk. It says we're moving too fast, which is fine. We're going to go to a head 1/3. Just use small AA. That's gone down anyway. Wreckage, replacement parts. We don't need any of those. We're going to go to Lifeboat 3. That's where usually they keep all the officers. Michael Anderson and Robin Russell. Yeah, it's sunk. Yeah, we just use one round. All you really need to do in those situations is just either pop one round at it, which will open the we'll just open up one compartment, which will release the air bubble, which is inside the vessel. Or if you've got someone with the ship mechanic, then they can just go on board and just plant dynamite in the engine room. Right, what's going on over here? So first, I need you off this. Timmy D! Timmy D! Or we can just use the term overkill and just send all 4 your torpedoes on them. Absolutely. Absolutely, because why not? Now, we do have to be careful with these vessels because they do have gunning placements on them on the decks, so we could theoretically die if we was to go up against freighters. Now that would be a disgusting way to die, and I have died by freighters before. Money isn't a problem after a while. Yeah, it's not. There is an achievement to have 1 million, which I'm trying to get as well. I'm trying to get like technically all the achievements. Money is never really an issue as long as you don't, as long as you can actually sink stuff, you know, like but I think that's the thing, like that's the whole thing, like money's not supposed to be an issue just in some capacity. Like that's a destroyer. No problem if you don't buy the whole port supply. Yeah, true. Right, we are going to drop this boat down to a periscope depth here. They are going to be running faster than us at a... I think we're not going to be able to catch up with them unless we go at this. Now this vessel, I could arguably... I mean, how far away does it say they are? 6.6. Yeah, not good. If your torp can't catch you. I mean, arguably, yes. Most likely, no. If the range is 6.6 kilometers, the torp would run out. Now, that's 6.6 kilometers. If we were standing still, well, sitting still, and they're sitting still, it's going to probably land around this, which is going to be a range of probably around about 9 kilometers. I think the maximum range of a torp is 8.1. I think, anyway. What we could do is we could just surface the boat. We are coming onto daytime. So it's 10 to 7 in the morning. We have to be a little bit careful here because they could actually see us. Right, we're going to bring a silent light running. We're going to get the torpedoes maintained whilst that's going on. Torpedo tube 3 maintained. There is a destroyer. I'm going to try and get around these as soon as possible. I think I might just try and take out one more. I don't think there's any real reason to kind of try and take the whole colony out, a whole convoy out when we have completed our objective here. I really wish this had a shit. They're going to see us. Early game, you can find more than one trade ship at a time. You won the lottery. Yeah, I know. They're going to see us. They're going to see us. They've seen us. That was a V-class destroyer as well. Oh! I saw bullets in the air. Here we go. Fire back. I mean, I could, but I'll end up probably losing. Right, they know we're in this area. They will be doing some torpedo maneuvers. The boys coming over. Let's have a little look here. What are we looking at here? What are we looking at? Where is he at? There he is. Right, V-class, velocity. We're never going to get a velocity check on this, so we're probably going to say about 30 knots. Angle on us is 1 degrees. So 1 degree off on their right. Set you. Distance to us is a 1.4 kilometers. So let's do a quick. I don't even know why I'm working this out. I'm most likely not even going to take a shot anyway. That'll do.
Unterlagen aktualisieren. Entfernung zum Ziel 1, 5, 7, 0 Meter. Rohr 5. Bewässern.
What is this? It's a V-class 3.6 meter draft. If we said a 4 meter draft, and went to a magnetic pistol. Let's see what happens. They're definitely coming in faster than 13 knots. I mean, we're apparently going at 8 knots, and they're really, really catching us up. Come on. Yeah, that wouldn't hit. Yeah, that wouldn't hit. What we're going to do is we're going to crash dive, and we're going to come across. Well, I was saying now, we could arguably so if we said a angle of if we were looking on we said -7. Hey, I'm back since my game can't load. My lord, why does this have to happen? Shit the bed, mate. Wait a minute. -3. -7. Where are we at? We're here. So that's, oh, that's -10. -10. Let's just. I just want to play with this a little bit, just because I want to play with my food. Nah, we wouldn't be able to get this. That's fine. Right, we're going to send a sonar decoy. No real reason to do this now. We're launching a sonar decoy. That's done. Dr. Freeze, well done. I guess you can't be a U-boat commander. Oh, leave him alone. Leave Ricky alone. Bless the little boy. Oh shit, this could really end in tears. They are really going to be coming over us in a sec. There's going to be some splashes. Can't see shit. There we go. We got our splashes. I think they're just going to miss us. You don't even have the game. Kids, children, I will turn this car around. Children, children, children. Right, we're going to now bring her to a dead stop. Ooh. Don't question my typos. It's like you've got a lisp. You got a lisp when you When you're typing, you sound like Mike. Are you Mike Tyson? Hey, kids, stop arguing. Stop arguing. It's fine. We're all here for shits and giggles and a good time. That's all we're here for. Stop arguing. What time is it now, actually? Oh, it's nearly 7 o'clock. Right. They is stationary. Right, so we might be okay now. We might be okay. Right, so I think it's probably best. It's probably best just to disengage here. We are going to bring the boat up to a periscope depth. Have a little look around. Right. Nope, wrong button. We are currently sitting at 140 meters. Bring her up. We might get an additional, because we're going to end up going back to port here. It is quite light. I'm going to send these over to BDU. Oh, 100 million power Rise of Kingdoms. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ. Wait, do you really? Oh, children. Right, yeah, so what we're going to do, we're going to end up going back, we're going to bring the boat up from a periscope depth, and we're just going to disengage, make our way back to the electric compressor on. We're going to make our way back to port. So it has been successful. Not many vessels. Training completed. Let's have a little look to see what we got. So we had a naval, yes, except so someone got a level up in there. So let's have a little look to see what we've got. We've got the naval pens. We've got the T5 torpedoes, armored conning tower tier 4, the LUT program for the torpedoes, accumulators T3, anti-radar coating for snorkels, or the Borkum radar detector. So what we're going to do, we're going to end up just saving that. I know we do need to get some more points in our some reputation points, just because we want to try and get the achievement of getting 10, and then we can start splashing out. That's not been too bad, actually. Apologies for the... No, we'll leave that. Unless there's a message from BDU saying that we've got to do some additional things. Well, they're saying that is relatively close, so we might as well just... Oh, Conrad. Officer Walter Conrad reports a disturbing discovery in the food stores. Upon investigating a suspected issue, he uncovered that the sausages were improperly packaged. The damp environment has caused extensive spoilage, rendering the entire batch inedible. There are signs of deliberate concealment. Someone attempted to hide the ruined food. It's imperative to investigate this matter thoroughly. We should inform BDU U-boat High Command that the supply issue by radar immediately. Who's been fucking with our sausages? Alright, what we got going on here? There's gonna be... Definitely not me. Are you sure, buddy? Shit. Oh, fuck. Oh. Hello. Oh, shit. This was the convoy? Abort. They didn't see us. Fine. Yep, we're fine. We're not dealing with that. We're going back. Yeah, bro's like, never mind. I'm not dealing with that now. I'm going back to port. We're gonna debrief and we're going to call it a day. I'm very hungry. I know my dad is gonna be sitting there rubbing his stomach because he's starving. So I'm gonna go make us some food. Yeah, let's ignore you. Well, unless there's a mission from BDU, we're just going to ignore. Alright, let's slow this down a little bit as we're kind of coming into port. I don't think that was a BB that you just saw. Let's play guess the time. You know what? It's actually really nice to be able to like plan when you're going to be going into an area as well. Like you go, right, I've got to, like, for example, when you got to sneak through this Strait of Gibraltar, try and do it at night. So much nicer. I actually, in the last stream, I made a boo-boo. I ended up having to go through the Strait of Gibraltar 1, 2, 3 times. And the one time I went through there, it was night time, and I literally just gunned it. Just gunned it whilst we was on the... Oh, slow down. We just gunned it whilst we were on a... While we were going through it, and it was night time, and we didn't get seen by anyone. Slow. Oh, there we go. Port of La Rochelle. Fucking Ricky. Fucking Rick roll indeed. Right. So, mission complete. We didn't get any further orders from... Markham Jacob was arrested as well for being a bitch. So, Wolfpack, congratulations. Well, congratulations, Wolfpack. You got the U-boat front clasp in silver, an exclusive decoration from U-boat officers and crew. It recognizes continued valor in combat. It's awarded for crew members who participated in 25 war patrols. Well done, you. And Walter Conrad, you got the U-boat war badge, which is awarded for completing 2 patrols. And it was instituted during World War I. Well done, you. Timmy D, you got a few more points for your Knight's Cross in golden oak leaves, swords, and diamonds. Two out of three. Okay, we sunk 3 vessels there. Obviously not a big deal. We only sunk 23,000 tons. It's not again a big lot of tonnage there. We weren't looking for tonnage. We were just looking for the completing the patrol, of course. So we are going to have a little bit of a nosy in what the next thing is. We're not doing that. We're not fucking doing that. Ooh. So this is for the Atlantic Theatre Operations, which is all the way over here. Your order is to travel to the designated coordinates and set up a weather station on land. Ricky, will you calm your titties? You calm your titties. No, wait for it when it comes on sale. It has only just been fully released. So it was on beta for a long time, and it's only just been released. So, and also as well, don't say it's only 8. That could be a lot of money to some people. It generally could. So, you know, that's one of the reasons why I say, like, you know, people don't don't sub or whatever, you know, like if people don't sub to things, I don't know what currency you use, just deal with it. No, like it could be a lot of money. We don't know how people, you know, what people's financial situations are. So yeah, it is what it is. Just get it when it's on sale. To be honest, this is one of those games where you can enjoy watching it, you could hate playing it as well. So that is anyway, this is the weather station deployment. So we're just going to say, we're not going to do that. We are going to do the full, I think you're about right. Yeah. $8, 8 euros is about $10. I think it's a little bit more. It's 15. I don't know how much I paid, but okay. So I always do this thing as well. If you're going to pay for a game or anything really, try and think of how much time you're going to use that item for. So for instance, if you was to buy a AAA title, most, or if not pretty much all AAA titles these days are not worth the money. Paying £70, I'm in the UK, so I'm going to use pounds. My cat is on my desk. Nice. If you used to spend money on a game like a AAA title and it was £70, are you getting 70 hours worth of gameplay from that? Most likely not. No, and I try and use that formula for like most things, like subscriptions like Netflix, or you know, buying a game on Steam, or I don't know, like I use Amazon Music, I don't use Spotify. Am I listening or using it for an hour per pound? And if the answer is no, there's a good chance I'm not going to be buying it. Now there obviously are some exceptions and stuff, but most of the time that is kind of what I do. Most games I play now are just like either U-Boat or it's a story-based game, which I just wait for them to go on sale. Most games these days, they go on sale within 6 to 12 months of them being released, unless it's like a really exclusive thing, like I don't know, trying to think of a good example here. I just had one as well. Oh, like Elden Ring or Hogwarts Legacy, you know, games like that. The Hogwarts Legacy is started going on sale now, but Cyberpunk 2077, things like that. The most amount of money I wasted was Call of Duty, because you can't do shit without buying the. Yeah, exactly. It's like Call of Duty is like, that's a massive cash grab, and same with like Battlefield as well. The most amount of money I've spent on a game was I think Fable 3, and it was like the collector's edition. I've told this story before on stream. I bought that game because I fucking love Fable 1 and 2. Loved it. And I was like, I saw Fable 3, all the things they were bringing out with it, and I was like, oh, this is going to be really good. Ended up buying it. Game of Vote is cheaper than Steam, and you can put them on Steam. Been using it for years. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Also, hello, Garfish. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, yeah, so the, what was I talking about? I can't even remember. Yeah, it's not, yeah, with Fable, remember Fable 3. I ended up buying that game, and I was like so disappointed with the game. I ended up completing it within a day. I think I spent like £60 on it. Played it, completed the game about in a day, day and a half. After about a week of having it and being thoroughly disappointed by it, because I tried playing it again and I just couldn't get back into it because I was like, this has been absolute dark water. That's all right, Colton Eagle. It's fine. We all know what you meant. I ended up taking it to, at the time, Game Station in the UK. There was Game and Game Station. I ended up taking it to Game Station, and I got about £8 for it. The collector's edition, which also had, obviously, it had the game. It had this book with it. Inside the book, there was a like pack of cards, which were really, really nicely illustrated, and this gold coin, not gold coin, like this metal coin, which was engraved on both sides with either a good side or a bad side, because you can kind of make good or bad decisions. I got £8 for it, and I was like, you know what, that's fitting, because the game's shit. Like, that shit, it's probably not even worth that. So I sold it. Anyway, about a week later, I looked at the receipt, and I saw they gave me the price for Fable 2, not Fable 3. The coin itself now can actually cost quite a bit of money. Say quite a bit of money. It's like 20. You can get it for like £20-30 or whatever, but it's like just for the coin. It's, you know, one of those. But that's just a testament to how bad that game was, and I probably spent 20 hours in the game altogether. So it's using that as an example. If you are not going to be spending, like, if you're spending £20-30 on a game, if you're not spending £20-30 on that game, or 20-30 hours on that game, it's probably not worth your time. I mean, if you look at something like Minecraft, people spent literal like years of their life just in that game, and the game, when they bought it, probably cost like £20, $20 or whatever. That's a well worth game. So that's how I kind of take things anyway. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to love and leave you all. This has been about 3.5 hour stream. It's not been the most productive, but it's kind of getting back into like the swing of things, where we're going to be trying to take things a little bit more slowly throughout the streams, because over the last couple of streams I've been kind of gunning it a little bit. But I hope people enjoyed. I hope people had a good time. I hope people have had a fantastic weekend. I will be back with some more U-Boat on Saturday. The schedule, for the next 2 weeks. Tomorrow we're going to be coming in with the finale, hopefully, of A Plague Tale Requiem, which I'm going to be, I'll be finishing that up, and it's going to be, it's been fantastic so far. Really, genuinely loved that game. I'm going to be probably playing it again on New Game Plus, to kind of finish up all the achievements and stuff. Tuesday I'm going to have a rest, as we are going to be booting into a spooky season. So Wednesday and Thursday we're going to be playing Outlast 1 and 2. That is when I don't have it on me, no I do not. That is when I'm going to be strapped up to a heart rate monitor, and I'm going to have it live on chat, so you can see what my heart rate is. I'm going to be shitting myself the whole time. Not going to be fantastic, of course. Friday I'm going to be resting. I'm going to be trying to prepare for a week of nights, so I'm going to be trying to spend the Friday just relaxing. Saturday we're going to be waking up around about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon, and playing some more U-Boat with part 17. See how we get along with that. Sunday and Monday, then we're going to be jumping into the medium, which I hope to play in 2 sessions, maybe it'll be 3 sessions, but Tuesday we are set for a rest. If not, we'll be completing the medium on the Tuesday. Wednesday and Thursday we're going to be going in for a Little Nightmares, mainly for the fact that because I'm going to be playing it during the day and it's not really going to be a spooky game, and I'm going to only be able to play it during the day, it's going to be a good way to get that out of the way. Friday I'm going to rest, as I'm going to be coming out of nights then. Saturday I'm going to be playing U-Boat again, so the part 18 during the day, and then on the night time I'm going to be playing a horror game of some sorts. Then on the Sunday I'll be continuing with said horror game. What it is, I don't know yet, but we're going to be doing soon. And then throughout the month of October we're going to be playing a lot of horror games. The one I'm going to be playing at the end, which is going to be like the finale of spooky season, is going to be Alien Isolation, which I've never played before, and I'm fucking terrified. All these games are going to be strapped up to a heart rate monitor, so you're going to see in real time what it likes to for me to have a heart attack. But yeah, hope people have a good time with it anyway. But yeah, that's been U-Boat. I hope people have enjoyed it anyway. I'm going to save before we end up losing all our progress. I hope people have a lovely rest of the evening. If you're not following, of course, do consider giving us a follow, of course. You don't have to, but it'd be nice. Those at YouTube, if you're not subbed, obviously consider giving us a sub as well. Join us on the Discord. We're trying to create a community or whatever, and we're not, but we are. Like, you know, it's just a place to be. So I hope people enjoy that there as well. And yeah, I will see you all very, very soon. So hope you all have a lovely rest of the night, and I'll see you all tomorrow for a Plague Tale Requiem finale. So take it easy, have a lovely night, take care now, and bye bye.